The sun hadn't even fully set when the photo began spreading. One moment, it existed quietly on a phone screen. The next, millions were looking at it. Comments flooded in faster than anyone could read them. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Unreal. But buried between admiration and judgment was something else, something quieter. A question no one asked out loud. Did anyone actually see the athlete behind the image? Because at that exact moment, miles away from the noise of the internet, Olivia Dunne wasn't scrolling through praise. She was sitting alone, replaying a routine in her head, counting steps, correcting angles, chasing perfection the way she had since childhood. And what happened next would change how millions understood fame in the age of social media. This isn't just a story about a viral post. It's about how modern athletes live two completely different lives at the same time. One life exists in arenas filled with chalk dust, pressure, and repetition. The other exists online, where a single moment can define a person forever. For Olivia, the divide between those worlds was growing wider every day. And the internet didn't realize it was watching someone standing at the center of a cultural shift. Long before followers counted in millions, Olivia was just a young gymnast learning how to fall safely. Gymnastics is not glamorous when it begins. It smells like foam pits and determination. Early mornings, tape wrapped around sore wrists, coaches repeating corrections again and again. By the time she joined the LSU Tigers gymnastics, she had already lived more disciplined years than most adults. Every movement had purpose. Every stretch meant injury prevention. Every routine carried risk. But something new entered athletics during her college years. Visibility. Social media stopped being separate from sport. It became part of it. Her videos weren't originally strategic. They were glimpses of training, personality, and daily life. Fans connected instantly. Sponsors noticed. Suddenly, she wasn't just competing on mats. She was competing for attention in a digital arena. And that arena never sleeps. The bikini photo wasn't unusual to her. Athletes stretch constantly. Recovery is routine. Beach training sessions, off-day mobility work, normal parts of life. But online context changes everything. Within hours, headlines framed the image differently. Comment sections turned into debates. Some praise confidence. Others question seriousness as an athlete. No one asked how many hours she trained that week. No one saw the ice baths, the missed holidays, or the injuries hidden beneath smiles. And slowly, a realization formed. The internet wasn't reacting to her effort. It was reacting to an image it created. But what happened next changed everything. Night fell over Baton Rouge. Inside the gym, fluorescent lights hummed softly while teammates practiced dismounts. Olivia repeated a tumbling pass again and again, each landing slightly sharper than the last. Her coach watched quietly. "You're distracted," he finally said. She nodded but didn't explain. How do you describe millions of opinions pressing against your identity? Outside the gym, notifications exploded across platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Analysts discussed branding. Fans argued authenticity. Meanwhile, she focused on something simple: breathing, counting steps, landing clean. Because gymnastics doesn't care about followers. Gravity treats everyone equally. Fame creates a strange loneliness. People feel like they know you while never meeting you. That night, Olivia sat in her apartment staring at comments. Not the loud ones, but the subtle ones. "She's more influencer than athlete." Those words stayed longer than praise ever could. Doubt crept in quietly. Was she still being seen for the thing she loved most? Or had success rewritten her story without permission? What would you do if the world celebrated you for something different than what you sacrificed your life to achieve? A few weeks later came competition day. Crowds filled the arena. Cameras followed her entrance. Some spectators were fans from social media, seeing her live for the first time. When she mounted the apparatus, something shifted. The noise faded. No filters. No comments. No captions. Just motion. Her routine unfolded with precision earned through thousands of invisible hours. Every landing sharp. Every transition controlled. And when she stuck the dismount, the arena erupted. In that moment, perception cracked. Because people weren't applauding an image. They were witnessing mastery. After the meet, a young gymnast approached her, not asking about followers, not asking about photos. She asked, "How do you stay confident when people judge you?" Olivia paused. Because confidence wasn't what people thought. It wasn't ignoring criticism. It was continuing anyway. She smiled gently and said, "You remember why you started?" And suddenly, the entire story made sense. The viral moment hadn't defined her. It revealed how quickly the world forgets the work behind success. Weeks later, interviews shifted tone. Commentators began discussing athlete branding, the evolution of college sports, and how modern competitors navigate identity under constant visibility. The narrative changed, not because the internet became kinder, but because performance demanded respect. Her routines spoke louder than headlines ever could. And the same audiences who first arrived out of curiosity stayed for something deeper. Authenticity. The photo faded from trending pages, but the conversation it sparked remained. Young athletes began speaking openly about balancing self-expression and professionalism. Coaches adapted. Media perspectives slowly evolved. Olivia continued training the same way she always had. Early mornings. Chalk dust. Repetition. The difference was internal. She no longer tried to control perception. Only effort. This story was never about a bikini. It was about projection. The internet often compresses human beings into moments because moments are easy to consume. But real lives are built from years no one watches. And maybe that's why this story resonates. Because everyone, in some way, knows what it feels like to be misunderstood. Late one evening, long after competitions ended, the gym stood empty again. Olivia practiced alone. No cameras. No audience. Just the sound of footsteps and controlled breathing. She stretched slowly, preparing for another routine. The same motion that once went viral. But this time, there were no comments. No rankings. Only silence. And in that silence existed the truth the internet almost missed. The strongest moments are rarely the ones the world notices. They're the ones you continue anyway. Fade to black. And the question lingers quietly with the viewer. When the noise disappears, who are you still becoming?